Imagine booking your dream vacation, only to be met with stares, discrimination, or worse. Today, we're tackling a difficult but necessary conversation about global racism and travel safety for Black individuals. This isn't about fear-mongering, it's about being prepared and informed. What's up, travelers? Before we dive in, remember, this video aims to inform, not to condemn. Every country has both welcoming people and those who aren't. Let's explore these destinations with facts, real experiences, and practical advice. Note, this information is based on reported experiences, studies, and traveler accounts. Individual experiences may vary, and situations can improve over time. Starting from number 10, we have UAE, presents a complex mixture of modern development and traditional values. Cultural context. Challenges arise from traditional Arab culture, expatriate hierarchies, religious considerations, rapid modernization, social structure. 1. Business districts, class-based discrimination, professional stereotyping, service level variations, social access issues. 2. Residential areas, housing discrimination, community integration, cultural expectations, social hierarchies, common challenges, workplace discrimination, housing restrictions, service industry bias, social acceptance issues, professional environment. 1. Corporate sector, hiring prejudices, salary disparities, promotion limitations, workplace isolation. 2. Service industry, customer treatment variation, employment restrictions, wage differences, work condition issues, positive developments, international business hub, anti-discrimination laws, multicultural environment, professional opportunities, essential strategies. 1. Preparation, understand local laws, secure employment first, research housing areas, learn cultural norms. 2. Daily life, respect local customs, build professional networks, document interactions, maintain cultural awareness. Number 09. Japan. Let's explore Japan, where cultural homogeneity and strict social norms create unique challenges for Black travelers. Social framework. Key factors include group-oriented society, limited immigration history, media representation issues, strong cultural traditions, urban versus rural. 1. Major cities, subtle discrimination, housing challenges, service industry variation, employment barriers. 2. Rural areas, intense curiosity, limited English support, traditional viewpoints, community integration issues, common experiences, train seat avoidance, housing discrimination, entertainment venue restrictions, workplace challenges, professional environment. 1. Teaching industry, hiring bias, parent prejudices, workplace isolation, career advancement limits. 2. Corporate world, limited opportunities, social exclusion, communication barriers, cultural expectations, positive aspects, high safety levels, increasing internationalization, youth curiosity, growing acceptance. Essential tips. 1. Pre-arrival, secure housing early, learn basic Japanese, research local customs, connect with expats. 2. Daily life, understand etiquette, build support networks, document incidents, maintain professionalism. Our 8th destination, the Czech Republic, presents specific challenges within its Central European context. Historical context. Challenges stem from limited historical diversity, post-communist transitions, few integration effects, recent immigration debates, urban experience, tourist area discrimination, nightlife access issues, housing challenges, service industry bias. 2. Secondary cities, stronger prejudices, fewer international services, language barrier issues, limited diversity support, common challenges, public transportation profiling, employment discrimination. Restaurant service issues. Healthcare access concerns. Housing market. 1. Rental issues. Discriminatory listings. Higher deposits. Agent bias. Location restrictions. 2. Property purchase. Mortgage challenges. Real estate agent prejudice. Documentation issues. Community acceptance. Positive developments. Growing international community. EU anti-discrimination laws. Increasing cultural events. Youth acceptance. Safety strategies. 1. Accommodation. Use international agencies. Document all interactions. Choose central locations. Build landlord relationships. 2. Daily life. Learn basic Czech. Join expat groups. Know your rights. Keep emergency contacts. Number 7. Thailand. Welcome to our analysis of Thailand, where beauty standards and tourism dynamics create a unique environment for Black travelers. Cultural framework. Key influencing factors. Strong preference for light skin. Tourism-dependent economy. Buddhist cultural values. Historical isolation from African cultures. Tourist areas versus local areas. 1. Major tourist zones. 2-tier pricing systems. Service industry discrimination. Photography without consent. Mixed hospitality experiences. 2. Local communities. Intense curiosity. Limited exposure to diversity. Language barriers. Cultural misunderstandings. Common experiences. Higher prices for services. Beauty product marketing issues. Housing discrimination. Dating scene challenges. Tourism industry. 1. Accommodations. Variable treatment in hotels. Guesthouse rejection issues. Different deposit requirements. Last-minute cancellations. 2. Services. Transportation overcharging. Tour group dynamics. Restaurant service variation. Entertainment venue access. Positive aspects. Growing Black expat community. Increasing international influence. Youth cultural awareness. Expanding business opportunities. Essential strategies. 1. Pre-trip planning. Research Black-friendly areas. Book verified accommodations. Join expat networks. Learn basic Thai phrases. 2. Daily navigation. Document pricing. Use reputable services. Maintain cultural respect. Build local connections. Number 6. India. Moving to our 4th destination, India, a country where the complexity of colorism and social hierarchy creates unique challenges for Black travelers. Historical context. The situation in India is deeply rooted in colonial history influencing beauty standards, caste system remnants, Bollywood's promotion of fair skin, limited exposure to African cultures, social dynamics. 1. Urban experience. Constant staring and photography. Assumptions about nationality. Different treatment in high-end venues. Mixed reactions from service providers. 2. Rural experience. Intense curiosity from locals. Limited understanding of cultural differences. Language barrier challenges. Potential for misunderstandings. Common challenges. Housing discrimination in major cities. Higher prices for goods and services. Unwanted touching of hair and skin. Stereotyping based on media portrayal. Transportation issues. 1. Public transport. Uncomfortable staring. Difficulty getting auto rickshaws. Overcharging by taxi drivers. Personal space violations. 2. Private transport. Higher rental car rates. Driver availability issues. Security concerns. Documentation challenges. Positive developments. Growing African student communities. Increasing business ties with Africa. Rising awareness about discrimination. More inclusive metropolitan areas. Essential safety strategies. 1. Accommodation. Book through international chains. Use verified Airbnb hosts. Stay in expat-friendly areas. Research neighborhood safety. 2. Daily life. Dress conservatively. Travel with local guides. Learn basic Hindi phrases. Connect with local allies. 3. Cultural navigation. Understand regional differences. Respect local customs. Build relationships with locals. Participate in community events. Number 5. Ukraine. Ukraine, our 5th destination, presents a complex landscape for Black travelers, particularly given its current geopolitical situation. The challenges are influenced by post-Soviet social attitudes, limited exposure to diversity, recent political tensions, economic transitions, safety considerations. 1. Urban areas. Potential for racial profiling, neo-nationalist group presence, limited police intervention, nightlife discrimination. 2. Rural regions. Stronger traditional viewpoints, language barriers, limited international exposure, fewer security resources, common experiences, difficulty accessing rental properties, employment discrimination, public transportation challenges, restaurant/club entry issues. Legal framework. 1. Protection gaps, weak anti-discrimination laws, limited legal recourse, bureaucratic challenges, language barriers in legal system. 2. Documentation, strict visa requirements, regular police checks, registration requirements, property rental restrictions. Positive aspects. Growing international student community, increasing Western influence, youth becoming more globally aware, expanding expatriate services. Essential tips. 1. Pre-travel preparation. Research safe areas thoroughly. Connect with local expat groups. Arrange secure accommodation. Learn basic Ukrainian phrases. 2. Daily safety. Travel in groups when possible. Keep emergency contacts handy. Document any incidents. Stay aware of surrounding. Number 4. Lebanon. Let's explore Lebanon, where historical complexities and social hierarchies create distinct challenges for Black travelers. Cultural context. The situation is shaped by Middle Eastern beauty standards, historical treatment of domestic workers, complex religious dynamics, colonial influences, social structure. 1. Urban experience, class-based discrimination, varying treatment by different communities, restaurant/club access issues, housing challenges. 2. Coastal areas, better tourist infrastructure, more international exposure, resort access concerns, service industry biases, common challenges, assumption of domestic worker status, different pricing for services, housing discrimination, limited social acceptance, professional environment. 1. Work opportunities, limited career options, wage discrimination, workplace harassment, visa complications. 2. Business interactions, credibility challenges, partnership difficulties, client prejudices, network access issues. Positive developments, growing awareness of discrimination, increasing international businesses, youth-led social changes, expanding expatriate communities. Safety strategies. 1. Accommodation, use international hotel chains, verify apartment rentals, choose secure neighborhoods, document all agreements. 2. Daily life, carry proper documentation, use reliable transportation, build local connections, no emergency contacts. 3. Cultural navigation, understand local customs, learn basic Arabic, respect religious practices, build support networks. Number 3. China. First, let's address the elephant in the room, the staring and photographs. Many Black travelers report being treated like unofficial tourist attractions themselves. It's not uncommon to have strangers approaching for pictures without permission, or even touching your hair without asking. This stems from limited exposure to Black people outside of media representations, which often perpetuate stereotypes. In terms of housing discrimination, many Black travelers have reported being rejected by landlords explicitly due to race, higher rental prices compared to other foreigners, last-minute cancellations of confirmed bookings, being redirected to foreigner-friendly areas at inflated prices. The employment landscape can be equally challenging. English teaching positions, despite requiring native speakers, often specifically request white teachers in job listings. Some schools openly admit to parental preferences influencing their hiring decisions. However, it's not all negative. Here's what's working in your favor. 1. Major cities like Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou have growing African communities. 2. Younger Chinese generations are increasingly globally aware and open-minded. 3. Anti-discrimination laws are slowly being implemented. 4. The business community in Tier 1 cities is more internationally oriented. Practical tips for visiting China. Book accommodations through international platforms like Marriott or Hilton. Consider using local apps like WeChat to connect with Black expat communities. Learn basic Mandarin phrases to navigate daily interactions. Carry printed addresses in Chinese characters. Stay in areas with established international communities. Document any discrimination incidents for reporting. Best times to visit. During major international events. Spring, March-May, and autumn, September-November. Chinese New Year if you want to experience the culture. Business districts during weekdays are typically more accommodating. Remember, your experience can vary significantly based on the city you're visiting, Tier 1 versus smaller cities. Your purpose of visit, tourist versus business. Length of stay. Local connections. Despite these challenges, many Black travelers successfully navigate China and build meaningful connections. The key is preparation and understanding that initial reactions often stem from unfamiliarity rather than malice. Number 2. Russia. Moving to our second destination, Russia, a country where the experience for Black travelers requires particular attention to safety and cultural awareness. The challenges in Russia are deeply rooted in historical and social contexts. Unlike China's curiosity-based reactions, Russia's situation often stems from more concerning sources. Serious safety considerations. Documented cases of racial violence, particularly in smaller cities. Active neo-Nazi groups in certain regions. Limited police intervention in racial incidents. Racial profiling by authorities, especially around metro stations. Urban versus rural divide. 1. Major cities, Moscow and St. Petersburg. More diverse population. Better security infrastructure. International business presence. Higher tolerance levels. 2. Smaller cities and rural areas. Limited exposure to diversity. Stronger nationalist sentiments. Fewer security measures. Language barriers. Legal and social framework. Weak anti-discrimination laws. Limited legal recourse for racial incidents. Cultural normalization of racial stereotypes. Media representation issues. Essential safety strategies. 1. Documentation. Always carry passport and visa. Keep copies in secure location. Have emergency contacts ready. Register with your embassy. 2. Movement practices. Use official taxis or rideshare apps. Travel in groups when possible. Avoid late-night outings. Stay in well-lit, populated areas. 3. Accommodation tips. Book international hotel chains. Use verified Airbnb superhosts. Stay in business districts. Choose properties with security. Positive developments. Growing international student communities. Increasing diversity in major cities. Rising awareness among younger generations. More multicultural events and festivals. Number 1. South Korea. Our third destination is South Korea, a country where technological advancement meets traditional values, creating a unique situation for Black travelers. The Korean context. The challenges here are deeply intertwined with K-beauty standards emphasizing pale skin, limited media representation of Black people, historical homogeneity of Korean society, strong influence of American media stereotypes, educational sector challenges. Many Black teachers report job listings specifically requesting white teachers, being passed over for less qualified candidates, parents requesting teacher changes based on race, Lower pay rates compared to white colleagues. Housing discrimination patterns. Korean-only housing advertisements. Higher deposits for foreign tenants. Last-minute rental cancellations. Restricted access to certain neighborhoods. Social experience. 1. Dating and social life. Mixed reactions from potential partners. Family resistance to interracial relationships. Difficulty joining social groups. Language barrier complications. 2. Entertainment venues. Selective entry policies at clubs. Different treatment in service establishments. Pricing discrimination. Photography without consent. Positive aspects. Growing Black expat community. Increasing K-pop collaboration with Black artists. Rising awareness of discrimination issues. More inclusive younger generation. Expanding international culture. Practical solutions. 1. Housing. Use verified housing agencies. Seek recommendations from expat groups. Consider short-term leases initially. Document all agreements. 2. Employment. Work with reputable international schools. Secure contracts before arrival. Join professional networks. Know your rights. 3. Social integration. Join expat groups. Learn basic Korean. Participate in cultural exchange events. Build local support networks. Remember, this video isn't meant to discourage travel but to prepare you for potential challenges. Being informed is being empowered. Share your experiences in the comments below.